Hey, this is Dr. Gala, founder of drthadgala.com and Complete Care Health Centers. A question for you is, why settle for average? I know I was listening to Seth Godin. Many of you know him. He's an amazing thought leader in terms of how we think about our thinking, as well as the ideas that succeed are really the ideas that spread. And it's a concept that he's encapsulated that is so true, and a concept that he talks about to take that further is thinking of average. We have such this mentality today of pushing towards average that we find that we give out awards for students and kids that are just showing up to an event. We maintain that there should be a certain standard or minimum wage, and we maintain that there should be an average, and it's a very limiting mindset. And I look at the idea that I agree with Seth from the standpoint of his concept of, if you have to decide a restaurant to eat, do you decide the average restaurant or do you decide to go to the best restaurant? If someone is telling you of a movie and they say, oh, that movie was average, what are the chances are that you're going to watch that movie? If someone says, how was that instructor or how was that teacher? And you have kids and they say, oh, that teacher was average, how excited and motivated are you to get your kids to go to that teacher? Or how motivated and excited are you to go to that restaurant or to go to that movie? And I would ask the same thing in your life. What is it in your life that you're settling for in terms of average? Is it your health? Is it your business, your job, your relationship? What is it in your life that you're settling for average when you should be going for more? And then to ask yourself the question, who are you surrounded with? And I think a great quote by Warren Buffett, he said, show me who you aspire to be or who your hero or heroes are, and I will show you where you'll be in your future. And I think that goes along with the same saying and mindset that you're the sum of the 5 people that you most surround yourself with. Or I know of one of the financial experts, his name has escaped me at this point, but he talks about if you show me the 5 people that you most associate with, and then I'm willing to bet that I can accurately guess within a reasonable amount what is in your savings and what is your bank account and what your net worth is. So we know that obviously not just surrounding yourself with successful people in either life or health or business will automatically grant you those abilities, but what we know is that it changes your mindset. So I would encourage you to ask yourself, what and who are you surrounding yourself, and what are you settling for? Are you settling for average, or are you pushing and striving to be the best that you can be, as well as surrounding yourself with the best that you can be? Meaning, who is your hero, or who are your heroes? Who is it that you're looking up to? Who are you aspiring to be? And obviously that can be on many fronts. So I'm not trying to muddle the question or the topic with just by looking at finances or just at health. And of course, being a healthcare expert, that's my field. Of course, that's what I'm gravitating towards. So when it comes to your health, I'd encourage you to ask, what are you doing in your health to make sure that it's a win and it's a success? Because obviously a lot of people look at the big long-term goal and say, oh, if I'm not achieving that, I'm not making progress. But of course we know that tiny habits implemented repeatedly become excellence. That's how excellence is achieved, is repeatedly doing the same task that's simple, doing simple tasks repeatedly is what ultimately creates excellence. It creates habits, and of course it can change bad habits, whether it's procrastination or I'll do it tomorrow type mentality, to really succeeding and being great. And that's how people go from being mediocre to being awesome and amazing. So again, I'd encourage you to ask yourself, who am I surrounding myself with? And what mindsets am I surrounding myself with? And what am I doing with my time? Am I spending my time with people and in activities and in mindset and thought in terms of where I want to go and what do I want to be, whatever that is in your life? So if you found this helpful, I'd love to hear your comments in terms of how you think it may impact your health, your life, or whatever your goals are in terms of why and how settling for average and why pushing for average really isn't the best. And to even go back to one topic earlier that I referred to is a lot of times when you look at even the workplace today, there's so many people out there that are fighting for the minimum wage increase. And this isn't a video to get into a debate over that, but you think about if we're fighting for just a minimum wage increase, look how much more we're leaving on the table just from the mindset of thinking of in terms of abundance or in terms of scarcity. So even teachers unions, they fight for standard of living or standard of living wage increases, when we know that there's so much abundance in the world today that so many of us, even people that are in the poverty level, that we can achieve much more than that. So rather than fighting for average, Why don't we all fight for greatness for everyone? Because that really is achievable, especially when you look at the advances today, even considering that, like one of my friends, Peter Diamandis, talks about, kings and queens today, or I'm sorry, people today have more, people in middle class today have more than kings and queens did in years previously, in terms of just the abundance that we have in terms of resources, running water, forced air heating, cars, telephones, phones, I mean, the computers, the things that we have today, even in middle class, is huge, and we have so much more to go. So what is it that you're settling for in terms of average? I'd love to hear your comments, and if you found this helpful, of course, share it or leave a comment below. I'm Dr. Gala, and here's to making the rest of your years the best of your years. We'll see you soon.